just called to say hello. I couldn't sleep at all tonight, and I know it's late, I just couldn't wait. Hello, my friend, hello. Just called to let you know I think about you every night when I'm here alone and you're there at home. Hello. Lately it's been crazy, maybe I'm to blame. Won't you put your heart above your head? We've been through it all, and you love me just the same. When you're not there, I just need to hear. Hello, my friend, hello. It's good to need you so. It's good to love you like I do, and to feel this way when I hear you say hello. Hello, my friend, hello. Just call to let you know I think about you every night, and I know it's late, I just couldn't wait. Hello.
Hello, a very good evening and welcome to episode 60 of Sinatra Sunday.
Stars shining bright above you, night breezes seem to whisper I love you, birds singing in the sycamore tree, dream a little dream of me. Say nighty-night and kiss me, just hold me tight and tell me you miss me, while I'm alone and blue as can be. Dream a little dream of me. Stars fading, but I linger on, dear, still craving your kiss. I'm longing to linger till dawn, dear, just saying this, like the emojis Bernie Murray. Sweet dreams till sunbeams find you, sweet dreams that leave all worries behind you. But in your dreams, whatever they be, dream a little dream of me. still craving your kiss. I'm longing to linger till dawn, dear, just saying this. Sweet dreams, dim sunbeams find you. Sweet dreams that leave all worries behind you. But in your dreams, whatever they be, dream a little dream of, dream a little dream of, dream a little dream of me. Of me. Dream a little dream of me.
Thank you. Frank Sinatra recorded that one amongst many other artists. Here's a little song recorded by Nat King Cole.
Smile, though your heart is aching. Smile, even though it's breaking. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by. If you smile through your fear and sorrow, smile and maybe tomorrow you'll see the sun come shining through for you. Light up your face with gladness, hide every trace of sadness. Although a tear may be ever so near, that's the time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? You'll find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile. Oh, that's the time you must keep on trying. Smile, what's the use of crying? You'll find that life is still worthwhile if you just smile.
Do you know who wrote the piano music to that? Charlie Chaplin, the greatest clown there ever was, apart from Benny Cassidy. Charlie Chaplin wrote that. Here's one more from Nat.
I have often walked down the street before, but the pavement always stayed beneath my feet before. All at once am I several stories high, knowing I'm on the street where you live. Are there lilac trees in the heart of town? Can you hear a lark in any other part of town? Does enchantment pour out of every door? No, it's just on the street where you live. And oh, the towering feeling just to know somehow you are near. The overpowering feeling that any second you may suddenly appear. People stop and stare, they don't bother me, for there's nowhere else on earth that I would rather be. Let the time go by, I won't care if I can be here on the street where you live. Take it away, boys. Oh. People stop and stare, they don't bother me, for there's nowhere else on earth that I would rather be. Let the time go by, I won't care if I can be here on the street where you live. Let me be on the streets where you live.
And that song is from a show called My Fair Lady. Here's one from Francis Albert.
Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. 'Cause you are all I long for, all I worship and adore. Emoji Queen exploded. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you. Gotta fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. 'Cause you are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you.
Yes, indeed, Nat King Cole. No, that was Frank Sinatra, Francis Albert, I said. Here's another one from Frank, the chairman of the board. There's a golden oldie. Tells a little story. Frank loved to tell stories, so did Dean.
I have been a rover, I have walked alone, hiked 100 highways, and never found a home. Still in all I'm happy, the reason is, you see, once in a while along the way, love's been good to me. There was a girl in Denver before the summer storm. Oh, her eyes were tender, oh, her arms were warm, and she could smile away the thunder, kiss away the rain. Even though she's gone away, you won't hear me complain. I have been a rover, I have walked alone, hiked 100 highways, never found a home. Still in all I'm happy, the reason is, you see, once in a while along the way, love's been good to me. There was a girl in Portland before the winter chill. We used to go a-courtin' along October Hill, and she could laugh away the dark clouds, cry away the snow. It seems like only yesterday, as down the road I go. I have been a rover, I have walked alone, hiked 100 highways, never found a home. Still in all I'm happy, the reason is, you see, once in a while along the way, love's been good to me.
We'll do one more, will we? We haven't done any from Dino yet. One from Dean Martin coming up.
Sweet, sweet, the memories you gave to me. You can't beat the memories you gave to me. Take one fresh and tender kiss,
You can't beat the memories you gave to me.
and add one stolen night of bliss.
You can't beat the memories you gave to me.
One girl, one boy, some grief, some joy. Memories are made of this.
You can't beat the memories you gave to me.
Don't forget a small moonbeam,
You can't beat the memories you gave to me.
holding lightly with a dream.
You can't beat the memories you gave to me.
Your lips and mine 2 sips of wine. Memories are made of this. Then at the wedding bells, one house where lovers dwell. 3 little kids for the flavor. Stir carefully through the days, see how the flavor stays. These are the dreams you will savor, with His blessings from above. Serve it generously with love. One man, one wife, one love through life. Memories are made of this. Memories are made of this. Oh yeah.
A very good evening to you and welcome to Sinatra Sunday number 60. You can't believe we've been doing this for 60 weeks in a row. And we nearly didn't get doing it tonight, but I'll get to that in a wee minute. So it's been a fantastic day in Newcastle. I believe that Newcastle is packed out from what I've seen on Facebook. We haven't been down the town, but we hear there's a lot of people in Newcastle because it's absolutely fantastic day. It's in the 20s in Northern Ireland. I think down in Fermanagh there in Derry Lynn it's 20, and in Eglinton and Derry it's 22, and it might even be nearly 20 here in Newcastle. And we have a wee breeze, so we got scorched in the garden earlier on, and we're having a lovely day here in Newcastle. So before I say anything at all, I'm going to say thank you once again to the Eggmen who never let us down. They delivered 12 fresh, free-range Drumee eggs to our door today, but they knew not to knock, and we didn't go out to speak to them today because we have a bit of news for you. Unfortunately, I have contracted the coronavirus. I have COVID. And Cara has COVID, and Deirdre has COVID, and Cahill has COVID, and the only one who tested negative is Keelan so far. But Keelan is living with us, so he's bound to, well. But the good news is we're all feeling okay. We're a bit affected. We have certain symptoms, headaches and stuff, and we feel a bit, we haven't got the same energy. I can't sing. I've deliberately picked low songs tonight, crooning type songs that I don't have to give too much effort to or sing too high. I don't think Cara's singing tonight. She's not feeling well enough to sing. So I didn't want to let you down. I wanted to give you a chance to all connect again tonight. So I don't know how long the show will go on for, but I'll do it for as long as I can. So we're keeping okay, and even though we're smiling and joking, we're taking coronavirus very seriously because it is very serious, and we'll be isolating, and we won't be leaving our house until tomorrow week. I think it's Monday the 8th. We have to isolate until, and we have a wee oxygenator, a wee thing that we have one coming tomorrow, and it measures your oxygen level. So if any of us go down in oxygen, we'll be able to phone the doctor. But people have got through this before, but of course people have lost their lives through COVID. So we're taking it very seriously, and we won't be in contact with anybody. We're having our food delivered, and anyway, we don't want to take up all the show, and we don't want to scare anybody. But we just want to emphasise that we're not ashamed of it. We don't know how we got it. We did our best not to. We were always very careful. Information is power, as my son Keelan says, so we're letting you know that we have it, and we're letting you know that it hasn't gone away, like a famous politician said in Northern Ireland one time. We haven't gone away, you know. That's the wee coronavirus is saying we haven't gone away. Even though you're out of lockdown, you have to still keep your distance and wash your hands and wear your mask. And Deirdre and I both had both of our vaccines, and still it didn't stop us getting it, but hopefully it will stop us suffering badly from it. So we're okay, and we're in good spirits, and we're young enough. I mean, I'm only 25 or 26 now, and Cara is Cara's 17. And how does that work out? I mean, and Deirdre's about 85. No, she's not. No, she's not. She's gorgeous. Anyway, enough joking. We don't mean to joke about it, but that's the situation. So I'll just check what's going on and see if there's any more requests to call out before I continue with another song. Okay, thank you to Katie and Cara. Sorry, Deirdre and Cara for joining me this evening. So they're sitting on the sofa beside me here, and we're all drinking water and tea and stuff, trying to hydrate. And there's no Corona, no Corona, no. What's my beer called again? Coors Light tonight. There's no Coors Light tonight, and there's no wine, so we'll have to look after ourselves. Anyway, Benny Cassidy, how you doing? Benny down in Enniskillen says, "Hi everyone from a beautiful sunny Enniskillen. Today I thought I'd a great tan, and then I realised I was looking at my skin whilst wearing my sunglasses." You silly dope, you Benny. So you mightn't have a tan at all. If you're anything like the average Irishman, you'll be like a lobster in the morning. I've already burnt my knees and I burnt my ankles, and I'm pretty red around the face, but I'm always red around the face, and I haven't even had a Coors Light tonight, and I'm still red. So there you go. Anyway, Benny, it's good to see you on tonight. How are you and Charlotte keeping? And thanks for sharing to the Enniskillen banter group. And it's very... What does he say? He says, oh, well, here's the third thing. Benny says, we are having our summer in Fermanagh at the minute, the best 2 days of the year. Because it's always raining over there, isn't it? What is it? It's the west coast of Ireland, isn't it? It's all those clouds coming in from the Atlantic. It's always raining in Fermanagh. In fact, Benny and his brother in their early days had developed webbed feet in Fermanagh. And then it's going around there in Cornagrade. There you go. And what does it say at the bottom, Deirdre? Benny Cassidy says Sinatra Sunday has a good following on the Enniskillen banter group page. Oh, happy days. Very good. That's fantastic. Well, we connect with a few people from Fermanagh and Enniskillen. In fact, I'll tell you a good one here. My father, of course, you know, Eamon Keaveney Sr., was born between the bridges on the island of Enniskillen. Enniskillen is actually, in Irish, is Enniskathleen, the island of Kathleen. It's an island town, and you have to cross a bridge to get on to the main town. And it's not very big. You can walk around it. And we were going to go down to stay with my Auntie Carol tomorrow, but we can't now because of coronavirus and all that. So my father was born on the island of Enniskillen, and anybody who was born on the island of Enniskillen has a wee certificate, and it says born between the bridges. And we have a relation of some sort, maybe a second cousin, in Perth, Australia, and her name is Catherine Adams, and she tipped this last week, and she was watching from Perth, and she said, thanks very much for the music, etc. And do you know what her email address is? Because I emailed her back to say thank you. It is bornbetweenthebridges@hotmail.com. So you can't get that email address, Benny Cassidy. Catherine Adams has it, bornbetweenthebridges@hotmail.com. There you go. Good girl, Catherine, in Australia. Oh, I'm fairly going on here tonight. That coronavirus makes you talk. Dervla Ahmad says, New York City is having lovely Fermanagh rainy days since Friday, making Dervla homesick. My goodness, is it raining in New York City? There you go. Is it raining in New York City? No, that's Paris. Anyway, Dervla Ahmad, my sister, glad to see you on tonight. Basil Kelly and Downpatrick, how you doing, Basil? He says, evening, everyone. He's very late leaving the 19th hole today after the golf, and the harmonies might be a bit out of tune. Fantastic. I'm glad to hear that you're still singing anyway, Basil, and keep singing. And sometimes the 19th hole will make you sing even if you're out of tune at all. So fantastic. And I hope you enjoyed your golf today, and I hope you were wearing a hat. We wouldn't want you to get burnt on the top there, you know. I'd get burnt on the top myself a wee bit, so I have to put my hat on, you know. Anyway, Orfala, Eamon, Fla. Eamon says in reply to Benny Cassidy, Benny, sure, I was admiring my six-pack earlier out in the garden. Then I drank it. Very good, Orfala. Oh, my goodness me. He was admiring his six-pack and then he drank it. There you go. And Benny says, Eamon, why have a six-pack when you can have a whole keg? That's too much for me. I can't even have a beer tonight and you're talking about kegs and six-packs. You're trying to kill me. Oh my God, very funny. It's very funny banter tonight here now. A whole keg. Hands up, boys, if you have a six-pack or if you have a keg. Or if you used to have a six-pack and you swapped it for a keg. Right. Kathy O'Boyle says, a request for Annie's song for Kathy O'Boyle from Pat. It's a very special request. I'll see what I can do, Pat, and thanks very much for your tip last week. I wasn't going to sing Annie's song tonight because it's a bit high, but I might give it a go anyway. If I fall on the floor here, you're to blame. Only joking. I'll do Annie's song for you later on, Pat and Kathy. Okay, I'm going to take a wee minute, and I'll be right back with you. Give me 2 minutes. I'm going to take it nice and easy tonight. So connect away over the screen. The banter's great. Here you go, Pat and Kathy. This one's for you from John Denver. This is for anybody who was up the park in Castlewellan today or up in Tullymore. Wasn't it beautiful? Did you see the colours? Oh my goodness.
You fill up my senses like a night in a forest.
It's also for Katie if she's watching.
Like the mountains in springtime, like a walk in the rain, like a storm in the desert, like a sleepy blue ocean. You fill up my senses. Come fill me again. Come let me love you. Let me give my life to you. Let me drown in your laughter. Let me die in your arms. Let me lay down beside you. Let me always be with you. Come let me love you. Come love me again.
No problem, Pat.
senses, like a night in a forest, like the mountains in springtime, like a walk in the rain, like a storm in the desert, like a sleepy blue ocean. You fill up my senses, come fill me again.
Thank you very much for all your kind comments. Thank you, Stella O'Boyle, or Stella Newman, and of course, I should have said that was for Marion and Gavin as well, because Marion always requests that song, and I wasn't able to do it for you a couple of weeks ago, Marion, but there it was for you tonight. And also for Pat and Kathy up in Castlewellan, the O'Boyles. Okay, I'm going to bring something up on Messenger here because I got a couple of requests in during the week, and I remember that. Hello, Tommy the Legend Fitzpatrick and Patricia Fitzpatrick, his long-suffering wife, his gorgeous wife. How you doing, Patricia and Tommy? Patricia contacted me on Friday and she said, it's my granddaughter Emma Hillen's 16th birthday. That was yesterday. So a very happy birthday to your granddaughter, Patricia Fitzpatrick, and that is Emma Hillen, who was 16 yesterday. And that's from Granny and Granda, Patricia and Tommy, and all the Fitzpatrick connection here in Newcastle. Now, this leads me on to my next song, because my good friend Tomas Joe Kelly, who's in Dubai, and he's originally from Ballynahinch. He contacted me this morning at 8:58. Good man, Joe. Thank you. He's very knowledgeable about music, and I went to the Red High with him in Downpatrick, and he said, Finbar, could you sing "Raindrops Are Falling on My Head" in memory of B.J. Thomas, who passed away yesterday? Ah, there you go. What a brilliant voice that guy had. Was it Brian John? B.J. Thomas, anyway, he was known as. He passed away yesterday, and his famous song, it was an Oscar winner that he recorded this song in 1969, written by two fantastic songwriters. The words were by Hal David. One of the favourite lyrics out of it would be, the blues they send to meet me won't defeat me. It won't be long until happiness steps up to greet me. They don't write lyrics like that anymore. Hal David. And, of course, the easy-listening king of piano music, Burt Bacharach, wrote the music. So what a combination. Burt Bacharach and Hal David. The music of Burt Bacharach, the lyrics of Hal David, and the wonderful voice of B.J. Thomas, who passed away yesterday. I believe he was 78 years old. He was born in 1942. So this was an Oscar winner for a famous film in, let me see, I've got to bring it up here. Do you remember the name of the film? 1969? Paul Newman, Robert Redford, good-looking guys, eh? B.J. Thomas, R.I.P.
Raindrops are falling on my head, just like the guy whose feet are too big for his bed. Nothing seems to fit. Those raindrops are calling on my head, they keep falling. So I just did me some talking to the sun. I said I didn't like the way you got things done, sleeping on the job. Those raindrops are falling on my head, they keep falling. But there's one thing I know, here it comes. The blues they send to meet me won't defeat me. It won't be long till happiness steps up to greet me. Raindrops are falling on my head, but that doesn't mean my eyes will soon be turning red. Crying's not for me, 'cause I'm never gonna stop the rain by complaining. because I'm free. Nothing's worrying me.
I love those rainy emojis, Fiona Valentine.
It won't be long till happiness steps up to greet me. Raindrops are falling on my head, but that doesn't mean my eyes will soon be turning red. Crying's not for me, 'cause I'm never gonna stop the rain by complaining, because I'm free. Nothing's worrying me.
Remember the two boys on the bicycle at the end of the film? The two bicycles on the farm. Brilliant stuff. What was the name of the movie? Have you got it yet? There we go. Lovely song there. Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head. It won an Oscar for Best Movie Song. And there's lots of activity. There's a fire brigade just went up the road. I hope there's not more forest fires tonight. Oh dear. Anyway, B.J. Thomas passed away there. He was 78 and a brilliant singer. One of the songs he sang was Sing Me Another Somebody Done Somebody Wrong song. Well, I don't know that one. Anyway, let me see. Oh yes. I caught out of the corner of my eye, Deirdre's writing very fast here, and I don't want her to be writing all her questions, so I call this one out. I saw that PC, Patricia O'Boyle, out in Banbridge, wants a request for her sister, Angela McKinney. I think Angela is originally, they're both originally sisters from Rosslea and Fermanagh, and it's Angela's birthday on Wednesday, and then she lives in Portadown. But I saw that she was up in Portrush recently as well on Facebook. She was posting pictures of somewhere on the north coast there. So she went up there instead of down to Newcastle. What's that all about, Angela McKinney? Anyway, happy birthday, Angela McKinney, for Wednesday, and that's from your sister, PC. We call her PC. I think I'm in O'Boyle now. Yeah, all the O'Boyles call her PC, but really her name is Patricia O'Boyle. And she's originally from Rosslea and Fermanagh. And Fermanagh, Rosslea and Fermanagh, you know, where the Cubs and the Cuddies are. It's always raining, I know, yes, aye. Benny Cassidy says this, and Charlotte says aye, and I says yeah. And Nanny and Sissy were going down the street, and they give us we went to Welworth's for an ice cream afterwards, after Mass, and I was never at a longer Mass in all my life. Honest to God now. Anyway, we got an ice cream in Welworth's afterwards, so there. That was my Fermanagh accent. I'm not as good as I used to be at it. We used to come home after the summer holidays, and we would talk Fermanaghese, you know. They don't talk down there, they sing. It's a lovely lilting accent. Fermanagh. Anyway, that's enough. What time is it? Oh, it's 19 past. I better do another song now. What'll I do? Get away. Is it Stella's birthday on Thursday? Deckham O'Newman. Is it your birthday? Well, we'll have to get that in the cake, won't it? Deckham O'Newman's birthday. Stella O'Boyle. Stella Newman. Happy birthday, Stella, for Wednesday. One of our favourite Sinatra Sunday people. That's lovely. Oh, Thursday. I beg your pardon. So Angela's on Wednesday, don't forget, and Stella's on Thursday. Fantastic. Little old wine drinker. Why not get it on? You're cracking me up here. I have no drink here tonight. I'm not allowed to drink. Anyway, we'll sing it for you. Little old wine drinker. Raise your glasses. Here we go. Happy birthday, Stella and Angela.
I'm praying for rain in California, so the grapes can grow, they can make more wine. I'm sitting in a honky in Chicago.
Cheers, Bernie Murray. Cheers, Una Savage.
A broken heart and a woman on my mind.
Don't drink all those glasses, Una.
I'll ask the man behind the door for a jukebox, and the music takes me back to Tennessee.
Tracy Reynolds, Patricia Murray. Too many glasses.
When they ask who's the fool in the corner crying, I say, little old wine drinker me.
Don't forget, in between every 2 glasses of wine, to take a pint of water, like you do. Rehydrates you.
Well, I came here last week from down in Nashville, 'cause my baby left for Florida on a train.
Una Savage is on the grapes. Any cheese?
I thought I'd get a job and just forget
The Emoji Queen's opening a vineyard.
But in Chicago, broken hearts still the same. I'm asking man behind the bar for a jukebox, and the music takes me back to Tennessee.
Homer's on the beer.
And they ask, who's the fool in the corner crying? I say, little old wine drinker me. I say, little old wine drinker me.
Happy birthday, Angela McKinney and Stella O'Boyle, Stella Newman. There you go. I hope you enjoyed that wee Dean Martin number there. Okay. I have a few requests here Deirdre has written down for me. Let me see now. Basil says, cures might not cure it, but it will help you forget about it. Brilliant, Basil. I'll have a wee go at that maybe when I'm feeling a wee bit better next week. I hope so now, yeah. It'll make me forget about it, but it won't cure it. Very good. And Bomber Brown says, from experience, Tennent's is a cure for COVID. Coors Light works as well. There you go. There you go. It does help. It's a bit like paracetamol, isn't it? It does have like pain relieving and maybe anesthetic qualities, Deirdre says. And of course it would rehydrate you, would it? Or maybe there's too much alcohol in it and it would dehydrate you, wouldn't it? Yeah. I think we're just making up stuff here that they allow us to drink. Isn't that right? Yeah. Anyway. Thank you for that. Bomber was on the beer there. I saw beer, cat face in the emojis, and I was thinking there about Seamus must be on the beer too. I wonder does Bomber let Seamus lick the top of his beer until the crema is off it, and then Bomber can down it, you know? Yeah, well, I don't know what sort of a relationship Seamus and Bomber have with beer, and when there are a few in them, you never know, you know. Anyway, a big shout out to Bomber Brown from Sean Brown. He says Bomber watches every week, and so does Seamus the cat. What about Lisa? Is Lisa not in there too? Seamus and Bomber and Lisa in Drummond hello, and that's from Sean Brown. How yous doing? Dervla says, Chili says hi. There you go. You see the... Eamon says, Rocky, the dog, says woof. So we have this cat in New York called Chili, and that's Dervla Ahmad's cat in New York City. And... it's talking to Seamus the cat in Drummond over the internet. You see, these cats are smart. If anybody's going to get it first, it's the cats. But now I can't believe Eamon's dog has caught on to it as well. So you see, you thought dogs were a bit stupid and the cats were the intelligent ones, but the dog is actually saying woof over the internet as well. And the next minute you'll know the dog will be putting his paw on the phone and putting up a wee emoji of a dog or something like that, or or a tin of chum or pedigree chum or something like that. They'd get me biscuits. Anyway, Benny Cassidy says, it was that hot in Enniskillen today that the dog was chasing the cat and both of them were walking. Too hot to run. There you go. The dog was chasing the cat and both of them were walking. It was that hot in Enniskillen. There you go. You see, there's a lot of dogs and cats tonight, isn't it? Next minute it'll be raining cats and dogs outside and the sun will be gone. It'll be just like Enniskillen. New York City, it's raining, that's right. It's raining cats and dogs in New York City. Patricia O'Boyle says, can you please play? And then she hasn't written anything. What is it? What are you smoking tonight? Patricia O'Boyle says, can you please play? Ah, that was the request for Angela, was it? Yeah. Okay, it should just stop mid-sentence there and I'm supposed to fill it in, I know that men and women, when they're married for a long time, they read each other's thoughts, but that's getting a bit ridiculous there. Deirdre's going to retire. I better apologise. I'm sorry, darling. You're doing a really good job. I'm really sorry. Isn't she fantastic, our Deirdre? Anyway, Fiona Valentine says she went to uni with a few ladies from Fermanagh and they always said cubs and dolls and not cubs and cutties. There you go. Cubs and dolls. There you go. Fiona was at uni with the girls from Fermanagh and she remembers them saying that as well. That's right. The cubs and the cutties or the cubs and the dolls. Great sayings down in Fermanagh. Wonderful linguisting stuff or something. Anyway. Okay, I better sing another song here. I said I would do a wee, let me see, let me just check here. Okay, I promised you I would do a few Irish songs on a Sunday night, so here they come. And this one's not too high, and it's from one of my favourite singers, Paddy Riley. Hard to beat a good Paddy Riley ballad.
My lonely prison wall, I heard a young girl calling. Michael, they have taken you away, for you stole Trevelyan's corn, so the young might see the morn. Now a prison ship lies waiting in the bay. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. My lonely prison wall, I heard a young man calling. Nothing matters, Mary, when you're free. Against the famine and the crown, I rebelled, they cut me down. Now you must raise our child with dignity. Sing it with me. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. past our falling, as the prison ship sailed out against the sky. For she'll live and hope and pray for her love in Botany Bay. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. One more time. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry. It's so lonely round the fields of Athenry.
So I hope you enjoyed that wee Irish one. Thanks for all the kind comments. I can see some people enjoyed it there. Hello to Sally Butler and Tommy up in the braid there. Thank you for that kind comment. And our fella over in the garden with the 6-pack, he looked at it and then he drank it. There you go. Enjoying the sun. The sun's down now. Oh, that's the west over there, and the sun's way, way down, but it's still very bright. Coming up to the brightest day, isn't it? 21st of June, I think. Well, it's 9:30 now, and normally Cara and I would sing the prayer, but we can't sing the prayer tonight, and I wouldn't have the breath to sing the prayer tonight. I'm not suffering badly, but I certainly wouldn't be able to hit those high notes. I can feel a tightness and a wee bit of a... I'm not trying to be dramatic here, but I need to keep to the low songs. So, and I'm keeping well, and we're all keeping well apart from that, and we're in good spirits. But so while I have a wee break, we'll take a minute to centre ourselves and... give thanks for the breath in our lungs and the food in our tummy and the house over our head. And we'll think about how lucky we are to be where we are. And we send our good wishes and our prayers and positive energy to all the people who aren't as lucky as us. I'll see you in 3 minutes. God bless.
do, young Willie McBride. Do you mind if I sit here down by your graveside and rest for a while neath the warm summer sun? I've been walking all day, sure I'm nearly done. I can see by your gravestone you were only 19 when you joined the Great Fallen in 1916. I hope you died well, and I hope you died clean. Oh, young Willie McBride, was it slow and obscene? Did they beat the drum slowly? Did they play the fife slowly? Did they sound the death march as they lowered you down? And did the band play the last post and chorus? Did the pipes play the flowers of the forest? Did you leave here a wife or a sweetheart behind? In some faithful hearts is your memory enshrined? Or do you die back in 1916? In that faithful heart, are you forever 19? Or are you a stranger without even a name, enclosed and forever behind the glass frame? In an old photograph, torn, battered and stained, and faded to yellow in a brown leather frame. Did they beat the drum slowly? Did they play the fife slowly? Did they sound the death march as they lowered you down? Did the band play the last post and chorus? Did the pipes play the flowers of the forest?
Hello, Ann Trainer and Ballymartin. Hope you're enjoying your CD.
The sun now it shines on the green fields of France. There's a warm summer breeze that makes the red poppies dance. And look how the sun shines from under the clouds. There's no gas, no barbed wire, there's no guns firing now. But here in this graveyard it's still no man's land. The countless white crosses stand mute in the sand. To man's blind indifference to his fellow man, to a whole generation that were butchered and damned. Did they beat the drum slowly? Did they play the fife slowly? Did they sound the death march as they lowered you down? And did the band play the last post and chorus? Did the pipes lay the flowers of the forest?
One more time. Oh, there's another verse.
Young Willie McBride, I can't help wonder why do those that lie here know for why that they died. Did they really believe when they answered the call? Did they really believe that this war would end wars? Well, the sorrow, the suffering, the glory, the pain, the killing and dying were all done in vain. For young Willie McBride, it's all happened again, and again and again and again and again. Did they beat the drum slowly? Did they play the fife slowly? Did they sound the death march as they lowered you down? And did the band play the last post and chorus? And did the pipes play the flowers of the forest? Did they beat the drum slowly? Did they play the fife slowly? Did they sound the death march as they lowered you down? And did the band play the last post and chorus? Did the pipes play the flowers of the forest?
Thank you. That was a wee song from Davy Arthur and the Fury Brothers called The Green Fields of France. A lot of verses to that one, but it's a lovely story and a lovely tune. And the Furies did a great version of it, the most famous version. So I just saw a comment on there from my good friend Brendan Downey, who is having a meal in Villa Vinci. Villa Vinci, if you're not from Newcastle, is the little Mediterranean restaurant at the Donard Corner. And it's renowned for its lovely Mediterranean food and its big portions, and it's very reasonably priced. And it's lovely Italian draft beer and lovely wine selection. And of course, Finbar Fridays, when I was able to perform their Friday nights in Villa Vinci, were famous. People used to be 2 or 3 weeks waiting to get in on a Friday night. And we had some crack in there because it would hold about 90 people squeezed up like this here. And the crack, and when you were eating your meal and then you had a few glasses of wine, then I'd be singing nice stuff. And then afterwards we'd pull the tables back and we'd start the more dancey stuff, and people would get up and dance, and men and women, and then we'd do the train out round the piazza to la 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 la, hey hey sha la la la, and then we'd do that Turkish manager Ali would get everybody up, and he would get the tissues out and be going. You'd think you were in Marmaris in Turkey or in Spain somewhere. It was mad. And it was brilliant crack. So Brenton's down in Villa Vinci tonight, and he says, where am I and why am I not singing? I'd love to be down there singing, Brenton, but I'll have to leave it up to you. But don't clear the place out, for God's sake. Don't start too early. Don't you start singing, Brenton. I hope you're enjoying a wee glass of wine, Brenton. Brenton's a great man. He runs the St. Vincent de Paul here in Newcastle. Him and a few other people. Great man. Brenton Downey. Thanks for that comment, Brenton. Let me see. There's a few more requests that Deirdre has kindly written down. Benny Cassidy is on, and he says he got a book called 100 Things to Do with Leftover Wine. Quick question. What is leftover wine? Did anybody ever leave any wine? Did you ever leave a glass in the bottom of the bottle? Did you? Or did you get to the end of the first bottle and say, I'll just sneak a wee glass out of the second one and then I'll leave the second bottle? Did you? That's awful. There's no such thing as leftover wine. You should know that, Benny. That's right. What do you do with 100 things to do with leftover wine? Drink it. Hello to the Ansborough boys. The Ansborough boys are on tonight. Lavelle Grant says the Ansborough boys are back from a long tour of the Northwest. And they're sitting at a barbecue in Ansborough, the Borough. That's what the boys call it, the Borough. And Justy's here too. Jamoji's there, and his phone's broke. You can imagine what sort of a weekend they had up the Northwest. I could see they were up, and when I was singing on Friday night, Justy was up there in Portrush, and he was drinking pints of cold porter. And it looked like it was going to be a fantastic night. And I only saw the last wee bit of my show. He was having such a good time. And Lavelle was with him, and now they're getting the cure in the barbecue in Ansborough, and they call it the Borough. The Borough. It's the wee, you go into Castlewell and then you go down the big hill, and before you go up the other hill towards Downpatrick, that's the wee village of Ansborough just in the bottom there. That's just there, and that's the Vale, that's the barbecue. Feel the heat of that barbecue. Oh, it's lovely, so it is. Mind you don't burn yourself in that barbecue. And they had such a good weekend in Portrush that Justy's phone was broken. That's always a sign of a good weekend, isn't it? You go, oh, look at the screen, my phone's screen's broken. That's 250 quid to fix that. Or you lost your phone or something. Oh, nightmare. I'm glad you had a good weekend, boys. There you go, Brenton Downey sitting in Villavinci and he has the phone on the table and he's enjoying the show and he's having an Irish coffee. Good man, Brenton. Hello to everybody in Villavinci. Hello, Villavinci. Hi. I better say thank you to my PayPal friends from last week. Thank you very much. Actually, I've talked for a long time, so I'm going to do another wee song. Now, here's a strange wee song that my father used to sing, and it's called Nature Boy by Nat King Cole. Eden Abez wrote this song.
There was a boy, a very strange, enchanted boy. They say he wandered very far, over land and sea. A little shy and sad of eye, but very wise was he. And then one day, a magic day, he passed my way. And while we spoke of many things, fools and kings, this he said to me: the greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return.
Play that piano, Nat.
The greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return.
That's a strange little song, isn't it? But a beautiful song. And my father used to sing that when unaccompanied. If anybody would say, give us a song, Eamon, and there was nobody there to play a guitar or piano, we would do that one. It was written by a guy, a Woodstock type guy, a very strange character called Eden Abez. But there's a lovely message in that song. The greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. Thank you. Okay, PayPal friends. Thank you so much to anybody who was able to tip us last week. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much for your generosity. So I'm going to say thank you very much to Pat O'Boyle and Kathy in Castlewellan who tipped us just before the show started tonight. Thank you very much, Pat and Kathy, for your generosity. I hope things are going well up there in Castlewellan. Well, he was back last week, the Emoji King from Downpatrick, and I don't see him on tonight. He's probably flat out in Downpatrick. That's Bartley Murphy from Murphy's Bar in Downpatrick. But thanks very much for your very generous tip, Bartley, in Downpatrick. Thank you very much, and we enjoyed having you back last week, and the crack was good. Okay, Noreen and Clifford Baker tipped us. Thank you so much, Noreen and Clifford. And they said, thanks Finbar, Cara and Deirdre. We have really enjoyed all the brilliant entertainment during lockdown, and I hope you can find a way to continue via streaming from music venues. Yes, we were talking last week that we thought it might be coming to an end soon, the Frank Sinatra Sunday and the Finbar Friday, but Seems not, even though the pubs are open, the music's not allowed back in yet, and people in the business that I am in contact with online say if you have any sort of social media presence to perform on and you've built it up over a year, keep it, hold on to it at all costs, because we never know how music might be able to open up, or if it might ever be able to open up to the same extent it was before. So, but we certainly will look into ways of streaming my performances from the Burndale or Villa Vinci if that was allowed. You see, you'd have to get the permission of everybody in the restaurant, unless it was just showing me only. However, we would love that to happen, so we'll look into that. And thanks for thinking about that, Noreen and Clifford. Patricia O'Boyle, hi PC, how you doing? Hello Danny, how's things in Banbridge out there? Near to Banbridge town, the county down one morning last July. Patricia, thanks for your tip last week, and she said thank you Finbar, Cara and Deirdre for yet another night of song and crack. I would suggest we have a get-together of the Sinatra Sunday crew when it's safe to do so. What do you think? It's been great every Sunday evening, and she says, what do you think about that? Wouldn't that be wonderful? I remember Joe, talking to Joe in the butcher shop, and he was saying, wouldn't it be great? And everybody would be walking into the Burndale Lounge where there's plenty of room to social distance, and would all be looking and they'd say, oh, look, that's the emoji queen over there. God, I didn't think she looked like that there at all. And there, look, there's Sally Butler. Isn't her hair lovely? I know. And there's Mike McGrady from Lisburn. Hello, Mike, how you doing? And where's PC? I didn't know PC looked like that. She's not wearing any makeup tonight. Only joking, Patricia. Oh, it would be a lot of stress, wouldn't it? Everybody have to get dolled up. You'd have to go and buy a new hat. I'll just wear that old hat there. But you'd have to go and get a new dress, wouldn't you? Seriously, like Sinatra Sunday crew get together, eh? And everybody be getting home in David Newman's taxi. I think we'd need about 10 runs. There you go. Well, our friend Catherine Adams from Perth in Australia contacted us and tipped us last week. Thank you so much for your generosity, Catherine. And she said she hadn't seen us in a couple of weeks. She enjoyed watching the show. And she said she particularly enjoyed Cara's version of Hallelujah by, that girl who does Alexandra Burke, that's right. Originally it was written, of course, by Leonard Cohen, but Alexandra Burke did a great version, and Cara did a brilliant version last week. So Catherine Adams sent us a very generous tip and said it's for Cara's holiday fund. Would you believe that? None for me. I'm only joking. She says, give some of it to Cara for a holiday fund. So Cara's on holidays now, first week of the holidays, and we've got COVID. Wouldn't you believe that? And Deirdre's off school for a week, and she's got COVID, and then she's supposed to be back on the following Monday. But we'll have to look after ourselves because... Anyway, I'm not going to go on about that. So thank you so much, Catherine Adams. Una Savage, thank you so much for your very generous tip. Una, how you doing in Downpatrick there? I saw you putting up a few emojis. I hope you're enjoying a wee glass of red or white or your pleasure. And I hope you had a lovely day in the sun. Una recently retired from a job in the council, promoting Down District Council in Downpatrick. And she's enjoying her retirement now. I hope you're having a nice rest. And she tipped us and said, thanks Finbar, Cara and Deirdre for another amazing Sinatra Sunday. Thank you so much for your generosity. Okay, I've come to the final thank you. You'll be glad to hear it. It's Claire Wilson. Hello, Claire. I haven't seen you commenting much tonight, but I can't see all the comments. I saw that your good friend Stella's on, and I hope you're on too, Claire. I'm sure she is. Oh, she is. Deirdre says she's seen her commenting. How you doing? Are you up in Comber? And how's things up on the north coast there? Is it nice and sunny? I'm sure it's lovely up there. And Claire tipped us very generously and said, happy bank holiday weekend to the Keaveney family, and hello to all the Sinatra Sunday crew, and happy bank holiday weekend. Of course, it is a bank holiday. It's the bank holiday tomorrow. I wonder, is the Emoji Queen having an extra strawberry daiquiri tonight? Because there's no banks open tomorrow. The Emoji Queen, I shouldn't be saying anything like that, but anyway. She's too busy in polishing her emoji queen, her emoji crown. That Deirdre says, there you go. Joanne Keaveney says, I've got corona comedy-itis. There you go. That's a strange one, isn't it? I hope that's a good thing. Bank holidays aren't the same without Finbar Keaveney. That's Conor McVeigh. Conor's down working in the Burndale. The bank holidays in the Burndale, my God, could you believe how many people arrived in on a bank holiday Sunday into the Burndale Hotel? People would come from everywhere. Not only the people who are staying in the hotel, the people who are staying in the caravan parks, and then the locals would come out, and your man would be trying to get the shutter down. No more drinking out. And they'd be saying, open up the shutter, give us more drink, it's a bank holiday. No, we want to get home. It's mad. The Burndale was always mad, and it's not the same without the music. You're right, Connor. But sure, we'll get there, and I hope everything's going well with the hotels and the bars and the restaurants. It's hard, to open up and get all those wheels going again, order in all that food, hire all that staff. Some staff maybe had left, and now you had to train up new staff that didn't know the ropes. It's hard to get the hotels open. It's a big effort. So anyway, it's coming up to 10 o'clock, and I'm going to continue on with a wee song. Okay, we'll dedicate this one to all the frontline workers. The guy from Tesco who arrived this morning with our grub, and the doctors and nurses. Hi, Benny, Charlotte.
Must have been cold there in my shadow to never have sunlight on your face. You were content to let me shine. That's your way. You always walked a step behind. So I was the one with all the glory, while you were the one with all the strength. A beautiful face without a name for so long. A beautiful smile to hide the pain. Sing it with me. Did you ever know that you're my hero? And everything I would like to be. I can fly higher than an eagle, for you are the wind beneath my wings. Might have appeared to go unnoticed, but I've got it all here in my heart. I want you to know I know the truth. Of course I know it. I would be nothing without you. Did you ever know that you're my hero? You're everything I wish I could be. I can fly higher than an eagle, for you are the wind beneath my wings. Did you ever know that you're my hero? You're everything I could wish to be. I could fly higher than an eagle, for you are the wind beneath my wings. You are the wind beneath my wings.
Thank you so much, The Wind Beneath My Wings. I'm laughing at some of the comments there. They're talking about the traffic in Newcastle today. It was a nightmare. I was going to play one time in Central Park, and I couldn't get from my house in Tullybrannigan down to Central Park, which is only about a half a mile because of the traffic, so I had to cancel the gig. And David Newman, the local taxi man here, well, he lives in Downpatrick, but he works for the Newcastle taxi firm. He's talking about the cars in Newcastle, and then somebody said that the bicycles, and then somebody said, don't mention the bicycles. Oh my God, cyclists. There you go. I'm sure there's a few cyclists on, but the taxi drivers get annoyed with the cyclists, don't they? Ooh, ooh, ooh. We had an accident as well on the Bransford Road. I don't know whether anybody came across it or not. Apparently there was a white van came down the road at 70 mile an hour through the roundabout, and there was 2 cars involved. I think nobody was hurt, but the 3 vehicles were badly damaged. So there you go. Might have been a stolen vehicle. Got all sorts happening on a bank holiday in Newcastle. Deirdre says stop making up stuff. I saw it on the local on Facebook. Must be true. Deirdre stopped taking requests. She's awful lazy, isn't she? She's lying on the sofa there now watching me singing. But anyway, she said, Conor McVeigh was at the top of Slieve Donner today. Isn't that fantastic? Conor, his legs are sore, are they? How could they be sore? That man's as fit as a butcher's dog, fit as a fiddle. He's as fit as a fiddle. He was up Slieve Donner today. What was the view like? I'm sure it was fantastic. There you go. No. I wasn't driving today. Dino, come on from the bar, you're on.
How lucky can one guy be? I kissed her and she kissed me. Like a fella once said, ain't that a kick in the head? Her room was completely black. I hugged her and she hugged back. Like the sailor said, quote, ain't that a hole in the boat? My head keeps spinning. I go to sleep, I keep grinning. If this is just the beginning, my life is gonna be beautiful. Sunshine enough to spread. 'Cause just like the fella said, tell me quick, ain't that a kick in the head? Woo! Like a fella once said, ain't that a kick in the head? Like the sailor said, quote, ain't that a hole in the boat? My head keeps spinning. I go to sleep, I keep grinning. If this is just the beginning, my life is gonna be beautiful. She's telling me we'll be wed. She's picked out a king-size bed, and I couldn't be any better, or I'll be sick. Oh, tell me quick, oh, ain't that a kick? Tell me quick, ain't that a kick in the head?
Thank you. I'll be right back with you in 2 minutes. Well, Deirdre has kindly written down the names of some people who are watching, so we're going to say a few hellos to people who are watching. So thank you very much for joining us tonight. It's 22:07 and we have about 63 on, which is good for a Sunday night. Considering everywhere's opening up now, we're very happy that we still have around 60 or 70 on a Sunday night and around about 30 on a Friday. So good stuff. Hello to Chloe Brannigan and Martina and Damien Brannigan up at Tully Brannigan, and Margaret and Olivia Brannigan and Lucy the dog. Woof woof. Hello there. All the Brannigan connection. And I just spied out of the corner of my eye Martina Brannigan talking about that she loved the style of music earlier on. I'm glad you did, like all those singers that I covered, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Nat King Cole, yeah, Neil Diamond. Bringing back memories of your house when you were younger and that type of music being played and your daddy singing along. That was wonderful to hear, Martina. Okay, hello to my good friend Tomas Kelly, who's in Dubai, and God knows what time it is. It might be 4 o'clock in the morning now, so I take it Joe might be away to bed. But thanks for all your comments, Joe, and it's good to connect with you in Dubai. And Joe was also, Joe runs music quizzes in Dubai in an Irish bar, I think, called McGettigan's. And he was saying that it's a good idea to hold on to the live streaming, because you connect so many people. Like he would be in Dubai and Dervlas in New York, and people watching from Australia and even Enniskillen. So there you go. So it's good to keep everybody connected, and we'll keep doing it as long as we can. Thank you, Tomas Kelly. Hello, Patricia and Tommy Fitzpatrick. How you doing? Hello to all the Fitzpatrick connection, including Gavin and Marion McAleese, and Fiona Valentine, the emoji queen, and Eugene Valentine, and Brian Simons, who's in a warm Fuerteventura, and that would be Patricia's brother. There you go. How you doing, Brian? I hope everything's going well. He used to be our plumber here, but now Ned Morgan does it. He stole all your work, Brian. Maybe you give it to him. Don't fall out now over it. I hope everything's... And I see you're plumbing away in Spain, so that's good to connect with you, Brian Simons. Hello to Bernie Murray. Now, Bernie Murray's no spring chicken. She's a gorgeous wee woman from Dundrum Road, and she's got the hang of these emojis, and you would see the odd emoji up there from Bernie Murray. You know, guitars and wee things going like that there, and stars and moons and all. I think it's brilliant the way you've caught on there, Bernie, and it's magic. And Bernie Murray and Patricia Murray, our good friend in Crossgar. How you doing, Patricia? I hope things are well in Crossgar. Hello to Claire Lou Wilson in Comber, and to Patricia and Danny O'Boyle in Banbridge, and to Dacom O'Newman. But we know who you really are. Trying to hide there, and with that new name, Dacom O'Newman. And also to Danny O'Boyle Jr. in Castlewellan. Hi, yes. Joe and Liz Travers. Ah, 'cause Joe and Liz on. I thought they weren't on. There you go. Joe and Liz from Joe's Quality Meats, fantastic butcher shop here in Newcastle. I'll be ordering some meat from you tomorrow, Joe, because I need to get the mince in for the spag ball, but I can't get down to you, so I'll send somebody down to I'll telephone a wee order in at lunchtime, and we'll get somebody to collect it. I have to make the spag ball, Monday spag ball in our house. Is it spag ball in your house too? It seems to be a very popular meal for a Monday. Sometimes I make a wee bit of garlic bread and all. It's important that you do the spaghetti al dente. You know, al dente. I know that because I'm a professional Italian chef. Anyway, Joe and Liz lost Therese this week. Therese was a great worker for them over the years, and now she's heading on to greener pastures. So we hope that you find somebody or promote somebody that'll be just as good as Therese and will help you out. I know it'll be hard to find somebody as good as Therese, but Joe and Liz, I'm sure you've been very popular and fantastic butcher shop, and you will be able to continue with someone new. Kieran and Roisin McMahon are on. How you doing, Kieran and Roisin? And that's a Downpatrick connection, isn't it? That's opposite Ardmeen Green. Green Acres. Yes, I got it all on my own. How you doing, Kieran and Roisin McMahon? Hello to the Steel connection. The big family Steel in Castlewellan. And Joan Steel is in Killeef. Hi, Joan. And Katharina Morgan is in Castlewellan. Hi, Katharina. And Danny, if he's there too. And hello to Roisin Keown in Castlewellan. Those are the 3 Steel sisters watching tonight. And there's probably other Steels there because there's millions of them. Hello, all the Steel connection in Castlewellan. Hello to Bacaderi. Hello to the city of Bacaderi. It's an urban area outside Castlewellan. No, it's not. It's a country area. Lovely, very picturesque, rolling hills of Leitrim. And that's Alicia O'Hare. How you doing, Alicia? And your daddy, if he's with you, Rory. And thanks for tuning in again tonight. Okay, Katie is in Wales, and Katie's finished her degree already, and she finished it on Friday there. So we don't know her result yet, but we're hoping for the best. And the main thing is that she's finished. She now has an acting degree, Katie Keaveney in Wales. And her friend Ollie Edward Goldstone is on tonight. And I wonder is Katie on too. Anyway, just a few to go on this side of the page then. Hello to our good friend Tracy Reynolds. Hello to Dave the Taxi Man Newman. Hello to Basil Kelly, who loves the 19th hole and keeps us going with the harmonies. Hiya, Basil. Hello, Stevie McVeigh in Downpatrick, another great singer. Check out his Facebook page, Stevie McVeigh, fantastic country singer in the style of Garth Brooks. Better than Garth Brooks. Fantastic. Stevie McVeigh. How you doing, Steve? Teresa Morning. How you doing, Teresa, in Newcastle? Are you and Kieran watching again tonight? And Sandra Kane, I think that's a Cuckoo connection. And Mike McGrady, how you doing, Mike, up in Lisburn? And Teeny Hallett down in Newcastle here. Hi, Teeny Hallett. And our good friend Anne Trainer up in Ballymartin. How you doing, Anne? I hope you're enjoying the show tonight. And hello to Seamus and Michael if they're watching as well. Hello, Brendan Downey, who's watching us on the phone with the phone on the table in Villavencia, and he's having a wee sip of an Irish coffee. Go easy on them Irish coffees. They can be dangerous enough, you know. You think you're drinking a coffee, and then the next minute you're up dancing. Oh, yeah. And somebody takes a video and puts it up on Facebook. Only joking, Brenton, you're a very sensible man. Enjoy your meal in Villavencia. Hello to Grania Maguire. I'm singing at Grania's big birthday, and it's the night before Paddy's Day next year. And that's somewhere up in Ballou House. That's where it is. No better place. Some food up there, I'm telling you. Ooh.
On a warm summer's eve, train bound for nowhere, I met up with a gambler. We were both too tired to sleep, so we took turns staring out the window at the darkness. So boredom overtook us, and he began to speak. He said, "Son, I've made a life out of reading people's faces, knowing what cards were by the way they held their eyes. So if you don't mind me saying, I could see you're out of aces. For a taste of your whiskey, I'll give you some advice." So I handed him my bottle, and he drank down my last swallow. Then he bummed the cigarettes and asked me for a light. Then the night got deathly quiet, and his face lost all expression. Said, "If you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right. You gotta know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the deal is done." Every gambler knows that the secret to surviving is knowing what to throw away, knowing what to keep. 'Cause every hand's a winner, every hand's a loser, and the best that you can hope for is to die in your sleep. So when he finished speaking, he turned back toward the window. He crushed out his cigarettes and faded off to sleep. And somewhere in the darkness, the gambler, he broke even. In his final words, I found an ace that I could keep. You gotta know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money sitting at the table. There'll be time enough for counting when the deal is done. You gotta know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money Sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting. When the dealing's done, you got know when to hold. Hello, Tony Totten. Know when to fold up, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting. When the dealing's done. Yee-haw! Y'all come back now. There you go. I hope you enjoyed that wee Kenny Rogers number there, just to get the crack going, get your hands warmed up. Were you clapping your hands there? We used to always clap the hands in the bars for that one. Hello to all the Keaveney connection watching tonight. My sister Dervla Ahmad in New York City. Hello Dervla, how's it going? How's you and Eamon keeping? Hello to my brother. Hello Arfala. Hello Fla, round the corner in Tullymore Bray. Eamon Keaveney Jr. Hello to Paula Keaveney and Charlie if they're watching. Hello to Joanne Keaveney and Mum and Dad. And hope Mum and Dad are keeping well. And to Callie the dog and Killian, my brother, in Castlewellan too. Although I think he's away out tonight, maybe. Was there football on? Away at the Castlewellan GAA club. Maybe. Don't want to tell where he's going. He'll kill me. Mona Owens. Hello, Mona and Eamon in Castlewellan. How you doing? Hello to Mickey and Elsie McGrady up in Bransford Village. What was it like in Bransford today? I'm sure they were parked all over the place, although I see the police put up a few cones now, but sure. I hope it was okay in Bransford. Mickey and Elsie McGrady, also known as Parents McGrady. Hello to everyone up in Ballymena, the Braid Brigade from Ballymena. Hello, that's Bridget Best and Michael and Michaela and Owen Best. And hello to Sally and Tommy Butler. And it says here beside, we nearly forgot. Well, we didn't forget. It's actually underlined several times. Happy birthday, Janie Butler, who's now a teenager. That's our little cousin, Janie Butler. She's 13 today, was it, or yesterday, Deirdre? I think it might have been yesterday. I saw that on Facebook. A very happy birthday to Janie Butler. And that's Aisling and Ryan's daughter. And that would be a granddaughter of Sally and Tommy Butler in Ballymena. You see, it's all connected. And Janie's mother, Aisling, is Deirdre's sister. And I'm Deirdre's husband. And I'm a Keaveney from No, that's enough. I'll make that last bit up myself. That's the obvious bit, isn't it? Margaret and Mick Kinney are also up there in the Braid and Ballymena. And they're watching too, I think. Deirdre writes. There you go. Hello, Margaret and Mick Kinney. Hello, Maureen Kearney, and hello, Noreen and Clifford Baker, and hello to Ursula Quinn, and hello to Lavelle Grant and Justy Morgan. I hope you get the phone fixed, Justy. And Connell and Jess are watching from Cardiff, and they'll be finished their teaching course soon, and they'll be qualified as teachers, and then everybody will be happy. Wouldn't that be lovely? There you go. Well, I'm feeling a bit tired now, so I'm going to finish off with one song. So, I hope you don't mind me finishing off about 3 or 4 minutes early, but when I started the night, to tell you the truth, earlier on today, I thought I'll not sing at all, and then I thought I can't not sing. This is the 60th Sinatra Sunday. I can't not do it. And then once I had, how do we sleep in the afternoon? You know the way when you get older, you have a wee power nap. And then I got up and had a shower. Too much information. I had a shower, and I was admiring my six-pack in the mirror, and I put on my clothes, and I felt, I might be able to go and sing a wee bit. And I got on and sang a wee bit, and then I thought I'll keep going for a while. And I was hoping Cara would join me, but she wasn't well enough. You've seen her colour of her face; she was pale. And so I went on, and I nearly did 2 hours there on my own. Well, not on my own, with the help of Deirdre and Cara. I'm not built myself up now to be all this great. Anyway, good night with this one, and thanks very much for joining us. And keep well until next week. I hope to see you next week. And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full I've traveled each and every highway, but more, much more than this, I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do and saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all and I stood tall and did it my way. I've loved, I've laughed and cried, I've had my fill, my share of losing. And now, as tears subside, I find it all so amusing to think I did all that. And may I say, not in a shy way, oh no, not me. I did it my way. Let's hear you, boys. For what is a man? What has he got? If not his six-pack, then he is not to say the things he truly feels, and not the words of one who kneels. The record shows I took the blows and did it my way. Good night from Sinatra Sunday number 60. Don't forget to keep your distance, wash your hands and wear your mask. Coronavirus hasn't gone away, you know. All being well, we'll see you next Sunday. From Cara and Deirdre. Yes, it was our way. Good night, stay safe. God bless.